Doing the work online it wasn't like easy, and it didn't really teach me much because I didn't understand it. I feel like it was like harder for most of my class, including me, to like learn because it wasn't like physical learning.
I'd say our classes were going a lot slower than we used to, and I feel like it's still a bit slower than it used to be, what we're learning.
One of the classes he was supposed to have was a cooking class. And he wasn't even able to go and like cook in class and have them do that. And it was interesting because I ended up talking to the teacher and I'm like, some of these recipes, we don't normally carry these things. Like we'd have to go and make a special trip just to do his homework. Whereas if he was in the actual cooking class, they would have it all there. And they would show them instead of me having to show him and him kind of having to do it by himself.
We had to like do it online, and most of the things that we were worried about was being able to like actually type on it. Like if we did like math sheets, we'd have to type on it, and if it didn't work, we'd have to stop the whole lesson, and she'd have to figure it out for this one person, and people would get distracted by what was happening in the call. And
what she struggled with the most was having to be patient, because all the kids were talking at once or everybody was trying to get the teacher's attention. But when she was able to get her instructions and sit down and do the work on her own, she was very capable of doing that.
So I tried finding new things to do, like in the meantime, just finding hobbies that I would try to do. Started trying to learn a few instruments, like piano, and then we have a guitar at home. I've been trying to play that. I like to ride my bike around, even if I don't go anywhere. It's still fun to go outside, get some fresh air. And now we actually can go places, but we couldn't back then, so I just ride it around the block a bunch of times. Passes the time and keeps healthy.
watching a lot of like TV and like in Netflix and like Disney Plus, and there was this one show I watched where these two people did basketball, and I wanted to like try it because I didn't really do much and it looked fun, so I tried it out and I really enjoyed it. I'm glad I did. I made the team.
Yeah, it's a lot better to be back at school than to learn online. There's more you can do and more options for how you want to learn, because there's more like projects, like hands-on learning, and then you can ask the teacher questions in person about at the moment you need to instead of interrupting the lecture for the entire class. So it's a lot easier, I'd say, to be back in person.
Like when we got to go back to school, I like wasn't like used to it, so it was like weird actually having to like get dressed, get ready for like the day, and like not be in my pajamas all day long, and not having to like open a computer anymore.